Oh my goodness, live from the Loft 100 studios in sunny San Diego, California. There's Rusty Nails.
Thank you. Welcome, everybody.
Tommy.
Yeah, right here.
And we're on the air. Woo. Happy to have you again.
Sing it again.
With everything open, Tommy.
Yes.
What do you think about that?
It's just the first weekend open.
So who do you got?
First weekend.
Who do you got for?
You know what? Let's bring them on now. Without a mask. We got three great guests. Okay. He is originally from Memphis, Tennessee. You see him a lot on KUSI. He was interviewed recently by Caitlyn Jenner.
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, the owner of the Dot Cocktail Lounge, Philanzo King.
There we go.
We'll get some applause.
Gentlemen.
Have a seat there.
I'm
Good.
so glad to see you
Philanzo.
not wearing a mask.
Thank you. I
You're
am
a handsome man.
I appreciate that.
I like that shirt too.
I want everything you're wearing. I want.
All right. We can share.
That's guest number one. Now, guest number two, he is a San Diego native. He represents over 1,000 businesses since the pandemic. He is the second Curran in Curran and Curran Law. Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Curran. Michael.
Oh, yeah.
What? Look at that.
Oh, you know, so one of his clients apparently.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Roberto Vigalucci.
I like a Vigalucci.
That is guest number two.
I'll set it right next to the beer tap with our next guest name on it.
Oh, let's.
Guest number three, ladies and gentlemen, he is an inspiration to us all.
Yeah.
He was portrayed in the movie Officer and a Gentleman by Richard Gere, the real-life naval officer from Mike Hess Brewing. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike.
There he is.
Hola, Miguel.
Whose namesake is everywhere in this studio. Welcome, gentlemen. And can I also introduce my good friend, Anthony Cullins, with the Anthony. Can you guys play us a little something? Just give us a little taste of something, you guys.
Listen to that already.
Come on. Does that feel like San Diego opening or what?
Oh, yeah.
Look at that. So I will tell you, the last time I saw Anthony Cullins was on stage right next to me at the Belly Up. And speaking of opening, what is the last door on the street, Michael Curran, to open up? Indoor entertainment, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Chris Goldsmith has been a really frequent contributor, not only on this show, as well on KOSI News. And guess who Tommy got for us?
I think he's up right now.
Chris Goldsmith. What's up, Chris? There he is. Wow, there he is. President of Belly Up Entertainment, Chris Goldsmith. And it's so great to see you, man. I just have to say, you guys are finally, of course, the last door on the street. You guys are finally to the point where you guys are about to open up, right?
We are working hard to get open, yeah.
Man, I'll tell you.
And what kind of music do you have planned? Because we've got a band here. Maybe they could do a little audition for you while you're here. I'm just saying. We're all trying to
Goldsmith
get work.
knows Anthony Cullins. He introduced me to Anthony Cullins, I think. Yeah.
Ah, man. And Anthony, someday you'll be old enough to drink Mike Hess's product. And
You know what? True story. Anthony, I believe, how old are you now?
I'm 20. So
And I remember when you were truly the Fallbrook kid. Now you're the Fallbrook adult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
how about that?
Anthony was on stage at Belly Up because, Chris, if I'm not mistaken, that's the only place he could be, right?
Correct.
Yeah, so he was allowed to play there with us.
Yeah.
At our last live stream that Russ and I did, and I forget it was for, it's for Lauren Finney, as a matter of fact. It's for the Leukemia Lymphoma Society.
So my question to Chris, so if you go to the Belly Up, you know, it's not a live stream now, is it? Can you go to a Belly Up show and, sit there with other people? And how does it work now that we're open?
We're going to open up on July 7 will be our first show, which is already sold out with a guy from Austin, Charlie Crockett. He's actually playing the first two nights, and both of those shows are sold out.
That's great.
Great.
So we're getting off to a great start, and it'll be, you just come in like normal. Unless something changes, that's our plan.
Is your capacity going to be normal, Chris? Are you guys limited capacity? Or are you going to go ahead and just open the doors?
We are allowed to be at full capacity, but we've decided that we're going to limit our capacity to about 80% or 500 people for the first month or 6 weeks, just to give everybody a little space to feel comfortable as we get back into the.
And of course, the important question: did you finish fixing the bar?
Yeah, exactly. Is the bar?
Are you ready?
The important question is, will we finish by July 7th?
Hey, Chris, real quick before we let you go today, you guys had to pivot in a big way during COVID. Those live stream events, you guys had done a fair amount of stuff with shooting a lot of your concerts prior to this.
Mm-hmm.
Will this remain? Will the live stream remain even though you're going to be open live with live audience and so on and so on? Will you keep that going? 'Cause I think that's a good deal that you guys did there. Plus, you have a great production team there.
Well, thanks, Sully. We're really proud of what we've done with the live streaming, and it really has created a whole new way for us to present live music. And we're definitely going to keep video in our mix. It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out with live and hybrid live and live stream. But we're definitely going to mess around with it, and I'm 100% sure that it'll be a part of what we do going forward in some way.
So I'm going to have to watch Who I Dance With because there's a chance it might be streaming and someone says, who was that you're dancing with? Okay, we got that.
Hey, by the way, before you go there, I want to announce that Chris, the Belly Up and our band are working on a really exciting project that Chris put together. You know, Chris is an Grammy Award winning.
Right.
4-time, Chris? 5-time Grammy Award winning? How many times?
You would 7 times.
7? Oh, okay, my bad. Sorry.
If you're counting, yeah.
So we have a really exciting project that we're doing together, thanks to Chris, and that'll be coming out towards the end of the year. But Chris, thanks so much, bud. Best of luck to you. We're rooting for you. We're so happy that you're able to guys open up.
And I love the dramatic lighting he's got today. Right. Just part of his head's lit up. You know?
So earlier this week, Caitlyn Jenner was in San Diego, and she called me and said, Tommy, I need to go to a business that has a well-spoken owner that can talk about what he's been going through.
Did you get a call, Mike? Yeah, I didn't get a call. No, Mike, you get a call?
Not me.
Russ?
No.
Anybody in this room get a call other than
Philanzo King.
gets a call?
I got the call.
So tell us about that.
I answered the call. Well,
So tell us.
it was quite interesting. I had never met him before, or her before.
I know, yeah. Be careful.
Excuse me.
You get arrested.
Let's just
in
call
Alaska for
Caitlyn
saying it
before.
that way. Yeah,
Yeah.
Caitlyn.
I've never
Because I don't know either.
met Caitlyn before. So she comes in, sits down, great personality, great attitude.
Yeah.
We talked a little bit about what I had been going through and how much I had been putting up with our current administration.
Yeah, right.
And going forward. But the conversation was brief. It wasn't long. She was rather busy.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about your issues going forward, because I can tell you between Michael Curran and I and my good friend Mike Hess here, we've had 100 conversations about this stuff. And you guys were, I say you guys, small business was the one who took the biggest hit. And I say this all the time. Small business is the biggest employer in San Diego County, the biggest taxpayer in San Diego County, and the least incentivized. Right? Is that accurate?
The least.
Right.
Right.
Talk about what you went through, what it was like, and how you had to pivot and get through it.
Yeah.
The hardest part for me was every time we would make a decision to move forward, they would move the goal line. We're going to shut you down inside. Okay, no big deal.
Yeah.
We're going to give you the ability to work outside and operate your business with an outdoor patio style area. So
But you got to have food.
You got to have food. So we go with hot dogs.
Yeah, I
Who
remember
wants a
that.
hot dog out of a crock pot? No one. But
I don't know, man.
nevertheless, it gave us room to operate.
Yes.
Right.
So we try that. We get started. We get set up. We buy all this equipment, outdoor bar, outdoor setup,
tent
totally.
and everything?
Tents and everything.
Yeah.
22 tents, tables, chairs.
Yeah.
So
And you cater to the Navy. That's
100%.
Yeah, it's all Navy.
people start to come, business start to flourish. Now we can't operate outside.
And how did you find out? Did somebody, was it just watching the news?
Just watching the news.
Yeah, because nobody called you and actually
No.
gave you a blueprint, did they?
No blueprint on this thing.
Hence the problem, right, Michael?
And
Right?
no notice. I mean, we just do this right now. We're not like we're thinking about doing this. We want to
Right.
give you restaurants, you bars, breweries a chance to prepare. No, it just would come out an announcement at its press briefing.
Yeah.
Was there
Right
any
now.
input from people like you or you with these decisions, or was all just
no.
Governor nothing?
Are you asking, did the governor call me and say, Mr. Curran,
Let's
I'm
work
kind of
together,
thinking of doing this in the blueprint.
coexist?
I kind of think of a different color. What do you
Yeah.
think of that? No, he did not.
Right.
No.
Mike Hess is opening up during all this thing. He's in the middle of a huge multi-million dollar construction in Imperial Beach, right? And all of a sudden, and I remember, you and I were talking often about you putting together stuff. And hey, listen, he's calling me up and saying, hey, you think we got to do Hess Fest? I'm like, no, don't cancel Hess Fest. This is just this is a passing thing. We'll be fine. I think that was like March or April.
It was March.
And then as you guys go through, you were one of the businesses that pivoted.
Yep.
And I think we all still have 5-gallon drums of Mike Hess hand sanitizer made from old beer or something like that. But not only did you pivot, though, you had to finish your Imperial Beach, your IB location.
Yeah,
Talk about that.
we had construction that we were supposed to start in the first week of May. I had just gone to the Imperial Beach City Council at their meeting in March, and I said, we're starting in like 3 weeks. And then COVID hit, and I called the council, or I sent an email, and I said, we're not going to start construction because I don't even know if I'm going to be in business at this point in time. You know, we're 10 years in, but
let's talk about that. You're 10 years in. I don't think Johnny Lunchbucket and City CEO realize that even though you're 10 years in, you never have it made.
No.
It's like being called up to the majors. You're one injury away from never being in the major leagues again, right?
Absolutely, yeah. And you know, if the income stops, and that's what happened, it was a hard stop, right? All the restaurants, all the bars, everybody was shut down. Those are our customers. People can't come onto our property and drink. That is our customers.
Hello.
So all of a sudden, the revenue goes gone.
Yeah.
And now what? How much time can you burn money?
Philanzo, remember the time that the judge came out and filed an injunction on the closure?
Yes.
And it lasted how many hours?
Oh, about 20 hours at the most. You know.
So you guys are back, and I've said this a lot. When you open up a restaurant again, it's like starting a restaurant, other than FFE, other than furnitures, fixtures, and equipment.
Yeah.
When you reopen, it's like opening for the first time.
For the first
correct?
time. So for me, I had to reorder beer because the beer went flat.
Yeah.
Then I had to get, of course, more hot dogs, more buns,
Right.
and get set up. And okay, now we can't do this.
Couple new crock
Got to
pots.
call employees. Employees didn't want to come back to work.
Yeah.
They're drawing this ungodly.
Well, yeah. Let's hold on to that because that's a 4-hour conversation there, isn't it?
Well, how are you doing today? It's Saturday, June 19th.
Yeah.
How are you today?
We're great. I don't
Why?
have all my employees back. I still have a few drawing unemployment from last March. We can talk about that again some
Yeah.
other time. But business has been wonderful. The support from the community and other small businesses in the area has been wonderful. I could not, and for you guys as well, KUSI.
So you're back.
I'm back.
Where are you, by the way? Dot Cocktail.
Doc Cocktail Lounge is at 3600 Main Street, San Diego, 92113.
There we
the
go.
only purple building on the street. You can't miss it.
Oh, that's that building.
Michael, you are the tip of the spear with 1,000 different businesses, and you were the guy that was sort of the mouthpiece for a lot of these restaurants and such. When did you see a shift? Because we look at, hospitality represents 24% of our economy here in San Diego. You guys employ 24% of the people in this town, and that means restaurants, bars, hotels, bouncers, sound people,
Yes.
breweries, everything else. There was a significant shift at some point that I felt here in the last probably 4 months, and I think Mike, said, "The hell with it. We're just going."
Well, Mike, in December, and because that's when the shutdown, like the first week of December, they say, hey, we're shut down for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay, so right up till Christmas, and this point that Philanzo makes about the employees, like on and off,
Right.
and that was our folks, and now we're rolling into the Christmas season with everybody unemployed, essentially.
By the way,
half
how do you
workforce.
blame them? By the way, I mean, when I was 25, 35 years old, if I was going to make more money not going to work, I can't blame them.
You cannot.
Well, the hard part, though,
here's
was that they had.
It's a real simple math question. If they stay on unemployment, they get $577, no deductions, no taxes.
And a family of
If they-
two, okay,
well,
that's
if they come-
$1,200 a week.
Okay, and
Sure.
if they come back to work after deductions, they get $480. So a lot of these employees, particularly back at the house, not tipped employees, are sitting going, I'll sit on the beach till September as long as that $300 premium is going on. That needs to stop. If we're going to get this economy restarted, that premium needs to stop because that gets people back to work.
Where does that
especially
start,
in the
though?
restaurants.
Who starts that process? Like,
Oh,
who says?
that is the governor. He simply with a stroke of a pen could say that benefit is over, and that would restart economies. Up
Yeah,
and
that's
down
a
the
state
state.
sponsor.
They should get him another wheel like he does that game show. Just spin it and go, oh, 3 more weeks.
Wait a minute.
Well, he has become a game show
might
host, hasn't he?
close us
He's
down
just
for
giving
3
away
weeks.
taxpayer dollars like a game show host.
Giving me my money back.
Wait a minute. So,
Right, yeah.
why
Well, no,
isn't?
it's the government money.
Hey, this question's for everyone. Why isn't the California governor seeing other states like Texas and Florida doing it right? Why isn't he saying, wait a minute? They're staying home because they're making more money. I need these guys, my businesses, to start.
I don't
getting
think they
work.
admit that.
But why isn't that happening?
Tommy, there are some states that are giving incentives to people to go back to work. They're saying if you go back to work,
Like a
we'll give you
signing
some money.
bonus.
Yes.
If you also recall, there's a complicated matrix that he's come up with and his people that we wouldn't understand, so they're not willing to share that with us.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the science, you mean?
Yes, right.
Oh, the science.
Yeah, Dr. Mark Galey says we didn't shut down restaurants and bars because they were causing the spread of the virus. We shut it down because we wanted people to stay home, and if the bars and restaurants were open, they'd be more inclined to go out. That's why they trampled
That is
constitutional rights.
so stupid.
Instead of
It's
thinking about
illegal.
people would stay at home and gather at home and spread the virus at home, because while we were shut down, people spread more virus in California than they did in the states that were open.
Yeah.
But no
As
one talks
we-
about that part.
As we realized that back in December, we had a meeting with a bunch of folks in Carlsbad, Encinitas, and we reopened on December 11th. So we've been in what we call our red, white, and blue tier since then.
Do you ever notice that
One
there's
of the-
no green tier?
Yeah,
There
yeah,
isn't
no,
a
there's
green
no
tier.
green tier.
There's no
That's
clear
intentional.
tier. There's no
green.
There's no checkered flag tier that says you're done.
No,
yeah.
that
But we
didn't
shut
happen.
down in purple and we opened in purple.
You also notice the U.S. and
That's that
California
building.
constitutions have no color coding to them.
Yeah, right.
Mike Hess, by the way, was one of the first breweries and really a key brewery to join our movement. When Mike Hess Brewing joined, about a dozen other breweries, when they found out Mike Hess was joining, I was busy responding to all the other breweries saying, hey, Mike Hess is doing that. We want to do that too. That brought on about a dozen
We
other
opened up
breweries.
on the 6th of January. We went on KUSI and we said we're open, and because we're all of our places are high visibility.
Yeah.
There's no sense just hiding and saying, "Oh, we're kind of open." So I was like, "Well, we may as well get out in front of it and control the narrative."
Yeah.
How many locations do you have right now?
5 operating.
5 operating. And how many employees did you have pre-COVID?
Pre-COVID, let's see, we probably had about 70 employees.
What do you have now?
About 95.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Now, what should you have? What do you need?
No,
Another
we're
30? You all right?
pretty well staffed right now.
All
Yeah,
right, good.
and the reason is because we actually, during COVID, on St. Patrick's Day this year, we opened up Seaport Village, so that added a whole
I got a
another
question.
crew.
I got a
Yes,
question
sir.
for you, Mike Hess. When was the last time you've been to like a 7-Eleven and bought a 6-pack of Bud? You ever buy a 6-pack of Bud?
I have never, ever been into a...
That would go viral. You'd be ruined, my friend.
What kind of beer was it?
Yeah. I remember when I did buy a 6-pack of beer once, it was obviously a number of years ago, because I'm going to tell you the story.
You were 19.
I was going to a friend's house, and my wife and I were driving, and we forgot to bring beer. So we stopped by Vaughn's or something, and I was standing there at the beer shelf going, when did beer become $6.99 a 6-pack?
Yeah,
So
right.
that's how long ago it
Right.
was.
Wow. Exactly.
And I could not believe the $7 for 6-pack. Of course, now 6-pack's $10, $11, but...
Let's talk
I'll
about
never buy
pent-up
beer.
demand meets supply chain shock, because that equals inflation. I've been talking about that every day. So what happens? We have more money in the bank than we've ever had in our lives as Americans. We have higher credit ratings than we've ever had in our entire lives, and we have nothing to buy. And now the gates are open. So what is it like for the supply chain shock for you, even getting beer, getting hot dogs, hot dog buns, and everything else?
Just this past week, I tried to order Patron, and they were out. I had to order half gallons.
Just this morning, Russ had.
That was probably my fault. I have a cargo train coming through. You know what I'm glad about opening, though, is as a musician, because, again, Monarch tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
I'll be there at 3 o'clock with Nacho, and everybody's there. It's the place to be.
Pilfering my band.
With Hess beer. But
Happy Father's Day tomorrow, by the way.
there it is. We're playing
And a
all
big
songs.
birthday week for Rusty Nails, too. Geez, just a big birthday segment. You take it, baby.
Every song
Happy
we'll play
Father's Day to everyone. Happy Father's Day to
Father's
everyone.
Day to
Back
all.
to everyone.
will be with the chords D, A, and D on Sunday because it's Father's Day. So
Only songs with the words D, A, and D in it.
That's right. See
All
what
right,
I'm
very
saying? So when we come back after more music here, we have to find out
Anthony Cullins Band. What do you think about that?
about the band. Yeah.
You know you were a sweet little love maker, boxer lady. Well, you know you are a cute little heartbreaker, boxer lady.
Anthony Cullins, my goodness. First of all, my favorite band in all of San Diego is not my band. It's that guy's band right there. Nice job.
That
Really,
is
really.
so good. I was going to expect to hear something like Purple Tear.
Let me introduce the band.
Yeah,
On
do it.
drums,
Yeah.
Malachi Johnson.
Mr. Johnson.
On bass guitar, Kyer Wilcox.
Uh-huh.
And on guitar, right over there, he was originally the Fallbrook Kid. He's all grown up. Ladies and gentlemen, Anthony Cullins.
That explains the avocado-colored guitar.
That's a Gibson. That's a Gibson ES.
Firebird.
Firebird. Yeah, there you go.
Ooh, yeah.
It looks like a Firebird, but it's got a steering wheel on it and everything else.
Effortless guitar playing. It's so fun to watch as a struggling, terrible guitar player. To watch you play is just like,
See, here's a safety tip, Nails.
so good.
Does anybody in this room equate Russ T. Nails with music, or is it comedy?
I thought he was a funny guy.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Funny guitar player. That's all.
But you know what? It's his birthday week, so we'll be nice to him.
And don't be dissing me.
Yeah, it's almost Father's Day. We should be gentle.
No, actually, it's a great show. If you ever go see him play, because he merges comedy and music together.
I get in trouble.
He doesn't try to, but it just happens.
Sometimes I forget that I'm not in a comedy club, and I'll say things a little too edgy, and I'll see.
Can you play like that?
I cannot play like that.
When he just,
but I've invited him to
when he
come.
pushes the button and the thing and the tape goes on.
So I got a
When
question.
he watches on the air.
Got a question for Michael Curran. When you're introduced, I remember when we first had you on, it was like he's representing 50 businesses. He's representing
75 businesses.
He's representing
125
100,
businesses.
200, 300.
When did it get to 1,000?
I know. How did that happen? Like, take us from the beginning.
Sure. So as we came out with the original 60 in Carlsbad and Encinitas, for literally the next 2 months, Susan and I, full time, were responding to telephone calls, sending out emails, and telling people, here's our constitutionally protected language. Here's what you do to protect your business. Here's what we know about law enforcement. They're generally honoring their oath. Here's what we know about ABC. They're generally harassing you. San Diego so-called safe reopening team, they're sending out. So we had lots of ears on the ground. We knew what kind of the opposition government was doing, and so we were sending out weekly emails, and as people were coming on board, we literally went from 60 to about 500 over the course of a month.
Let's talk about what government was doing, because I think that was the thing that people didn't understand. First of all, we got this safe reopening plan, and anybody who had a business, are we supposed to post this thing? Do we fill this out on ourselves? Is this so? Could you remember the arc of that story on what came out first, and all of a sudden, then they changed it, and then the next thing you know, you got Carlsbad PD coming by saying, hey, here's some face mask, guys. Here's some sanitizer. Just do what you can.
So here, what we anticipated is we'd have trouble with ABC. We hoped that law enforcement would be gentle, and they were. Law enforcement, Carlsbad, Encinitas Sheriff, San Diego, they all kept their constitutional oath. They kind of let people go. They said, hey, you're not supposed to be open, but here's some masks. Be safe.
And for our audience, ABC is the beverage, the alcohol
beverage control. Yeah.
And the worry was they would pull licenses, correct?
The threat was that they would do that.
Okay.
Now, they didn't actually have the authority to do that based upon the alleged violation of a safety order. Remember, we're not talking about violation of law. We're not talking like violation of Business and Professions Code or criminal code or any of the things that ABC normally does. ABC injected themselves into this process because if you read the actual government code, if like a lawyer, you follow the law, ABC has no business getting involved in this. Right. There is a government code, 8665. It says you violate the safety order, $1,000 fine or 6 months in jail or both. A judge has to do that. ABC doesn't have the authority to do that. But ABC said, you know what? We're going to claim you violated another section of the Health and Safety Code. We're going to lump that in and what we call enhanced enforcement. That's what ABC did. In our opinion, it violates the law. There's no basis for it. But they did.
Meanwhile, Philanzo's saying, please arrest me. I'm going on the news, right?
But now we shut down for 3 weeks, December.
Yeah.
So we're going to reopen New Year's?
That'd be nice.
Like, what sense did
How do you even do that?
It made no sense at all.
Yeah, right.
Isn't there?
Why did we even start that process?
You should have called me. We would have had you open for those 3 weeks in December.
I think this could have a beneficial effect on our entire world because now I think people can see what a mold that this government.
What not to do?
Well, people that are just,
yes.
I mean, it's so deep that, again, if you have mold in your shower, you got to take out the whole shower. So we got to take out a lot of liberal
Our government
politicians.
has never been
Get them the
tasked
hell
to
away.
govern in my lifetime, and I'm only 56. They've never had to govern.
No.
They've only had to get a position,
Class of 82.
write a few laws. Yes,
Wow.
sir.
Look at you.
Write a few laws, pass a few laws, and go home.
And get out of the
They've
way.
never had to make decisions that actually affected people's lives on a daily basis.
On that subject, you and I talked 100 times about, okay, here's who I'm going to keep, here's who I'm not going to keep, so on and so on. What you and Linda had and along with your brother and your whole staff, how did you figure out? I mean, that's uncharted territory saying, I've got to let people go that I don't want to let go, but I'm going to need again later.
So I was lucky or whatever, fortunate enough to just kind of like think that this is probably where this is going, the shutdown. And literally like the week before we actually did all get shut down, I called all of our department heads and I said, I need you to just kind of rack and stack your employees. I need you to list people from first one to go to last one to go for all your departments. And then I never thought that like 4 days later, literally, we'd be like calling everybody saying, okay, we got to put that into action. And then that's what we did. But, thankfully, like you said, we pivoted. So even though we laid off or furloughed whatever, 50 or some odd people, we brought everybody back within a couple of weeks.
So for the remainder of the show, we're going to celebrate opening.
Yes.
Opening. We have a big fundraiser. They're going to join us next break. We want to talk about what you guys are doing next here. But before we do that, last of all, where do we stand right now? Where do you think the next 18 months, what does the next 18 months look like with respect to your clients, this county? Do you trust that we're really on the on-ramp here?
Well, that's a very good question, but here's what I trust. Here's what we know, because we've now done the field survey. We know that restaurants were never the cause. We know that restaurants have now shown that they have the courage to stand up, and they're not going to bend down on their knees. They're not going to do this zigzag roller coaster. They're not doing it again, because we've proven in our movement that when you stand up against government, government has to pivot. We force them to bend to our will. We, the people, we get the vote, and if they do it wrong, we take power back, and that's what we prove.
Literally.
Yeah.
Question for Philanzo. How did you do it? I mean, you're standing, you're open, business is going well now, but did you ever just stay in bed, look up at the ceiling going, oh.
No, I didn't. I have a great customer base. You just have to understand. The place has been there since the 70s. The customer base is there.
Good.
And they came to my wife and I, my wife, Michelle King, I have to get this in.
Yeah, you do.
They came to us and said,
Yeah, you do.
Here's her picture. And
Wait, don't forget the beautiful part.
Oh, wait, she's the owner, you're her employee.
I'm just the first mate
There
for
you
her.
go.
But the employees, all the customers came to us and they said, listen, we're going to make sure you guys don't fail.
There you go.
You guys are really good people. You treat us well. You're rebuilding this bar for the community and for the retired Navy people. And it was just overwhelming how they would show up on a daily basis and continue to come and show support regardless of what was going on.
Indoor, outdoor, mask,
It
no
didn't
mask,
matter.
whatever.
So what's the pent up demand for you right now? Because everybody like, we're ready.
It is overwhelming on a daily basis. People
Good.
are there.
Yeah.
Even though the employees are not there, we're supposed to be opening at 6 a.m., closing at 2 a.m. Right now, I have to open at 12 because I don't have the employees.
How's the pent up demand with you
We're
guys?
super busy.
Yeah.
We've never had better
I
months.
love to hear
It's
that.
awesome.
That's great. And plus, I know him, and I can get tables, and he'll save me a table. He'll save me a place at the bar. He'll save me a table. And if they get in trouble, I just call my attorney.
There you go.
Wow, what a show.
I have lots of restaurants on speed dial. We'll get you a table.
Let's open up, America.
All right, coming up, we're going to talk to local fundraiser, San Diego Boys and Girls Club. San Diego Boys and Girls.
Yep.
Fundraiser coming up?
Fundraiser at the track, live auctions.
There's actually people. There's a track.
Out there, no
There's live
masks.
music.
I get to see beautiful smiles.
Auctioneers are coming back.
Auctioneer.
You better believe now.
Rocktioneer Russ.
Ah, come on over.
On the air. It's on the air. There you go.
Maybe that's it.
The Anthony Cullins Band. Wow.
So good.
Damn.
Well done.
I got 10 people on my band's payroll. You got 2. What is and
know.
you sound? That's a wall of sound. How do you guys rehearse, or you guys just? What, you had nothing else to do the last year, did you?
Yeah.
Hey, Anthony, how do people find you? Where can people go?
www.anthonycullins.com. Cullins.
All right, good. And where are you guys playing next? You getting booked?
Yeah.
I can tell you we're playing on July 15th. I know you're
Yeah,
playing.
we're playing together
At
at Belly Up.
Belly Up Tavern. That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about tomorrow at Monarch? Come on out. I've invited you several times. I'd love you to join.
Russ loves to pilfer bands, man.
on,
Hey, Anthony, how old were you when you realized, whoa, I can play? I mean, seriously, how old were you?
Yeah.
I still don't know.
But seriously, because you were like a boy wonder.
I just started playing when I was 10.
But you were great at 11.
Liked it.
I just liked it.
Yeah, but this is
I don't know, I
significant.
like playing guitar. I don't think I'm good.
Oh, that's garbage.
You guys are crazy.
This is
All right,
significant, though. Talk about some of your influences, because all of these guys here are going to be blown away at the fact that a 10-year-old has no business listening to music.
I like, Peter Green from the original Fleetwood Mac. Eddie Hazel from the original Funkadelic Parliament.
Yeah.
George Benson, you know,
George Benson.
everything from anything from you know, like Roy Clark, you know, country to jazz
Yeah.
to funk,
Which
to
is
rock.
why he sounds like what he sounds
And
like.
that's why I say nothing after 1983 is even worth listening to.
Yeah.
I swear. Hey, listen, I do have an auction coming up here at the racetrack. Del Mar racing season will open as scheduled. And Friday the 13th, great day to go gamble. But August 13th, I'm doing a fundraiser. Again, we skipped a year. I was there a couple of years ago.
Well, the fact that they're open, like they do a
Open.
fundraiser with
Yeah.
live music.
We got to
is that-
celebrate that.
No
Yeah, we
kidding,
do.
right?
They're open, and again, a golf tournament. I've done a couple of those with UCP, and I'm with the Boys and Girls Club of San Diego, and I think Sue Lynn is with us somewhere on
There
Zoom.
she is.
Hey, thank you for coming on, and aren't you happy we're open and the Boys Club, not just the auction, but all of your programs, the summer camps and all this other stuff is open.
Absolutely. I mean, it was a rough year, just like everyone else, restaurant industry, everything. Yeah. But we had such an amazing base of support fundraising wise. But I can't tell you how many people, now that we're reopening, I think we could have an event in like a plastic bag and people would show up. Yeah. They're so excited.
That's a business idea. Yeah. Event in a plastic
bag. I'll show up.
What? So talk about the services that you guys provide. Were those kind of scuttled during COVID? Did you guys have to shut down like everything else, or were you open on a limited basis? What happened with the Boys and Girls Club of San Diego?
So we kind of took our cue with schools, and so we shut down on March 15th. We reopened about 3 months later. And we were at about a third capacity as far as, you know, there was that formula. You had to make sure 6 feet distance and things like that.
Blah, blah.
So we were at about a third capacity, but, you know, you got to still pay the bills.
Yeah.
So it cost us just as much to house serve a third of our kids as it did all of them. So, yeah, it was, but, you know, like I said, we had an amazing base of support, and we're so grateful for the community.
Yeah, absolutely. Do we still tickets available to get into our event at the track?
Yeah, talk about that fundraiser. What are you trying to raise money for? How much are you trying to raise? What are we doing? What's it all about?
Yeah.
We are raising money for our scholarship program, which we annually give around $600,000 out
What?
to families. In North Coastal County. Nobody believes it.
$600,000?
Everywhere.
To one kid.
Yeah,
That's
right.
the greatest kid. Too. Buys a new Ferrari. Like, what the hell? Yeah.
No, it is not just to Russ. It is to lots of kids. But no, we are starting to really fundraise. We did mostly virtual events for the last year. And so this one for sure is, it's going to be scaled down just a little more. Things are a little different this year. We're hoping to get back on track full scale next year. But, it's open and people can come in person and talk to each other and drink a cocktail together. So we're really excited.
And you have a live auction? Is that true?
Yes.
And do you have an auctioneer?
We have an amazing auctioneer.
Who is it?
You might know him.
Who?
Russ.
Russ.
Thank you. You better believe it. It'll be fun to get back in the live auction.
So I have a question. So, Sully, I got to play that event as a band a few years ago. Can you describe for our audience, tell us about the event, because it's really special. Talk about exactly what it is.
So it's at the racetrack. It is, horse racing. We have kind of special activities revolving around horse racing. In the past, it has been kind of on the track. Things at the racetrack might be a little different as far as the setup with rentals and things. So we're actually going to be in the paddock with the giant TVs and the beach cabana.
That's even better.
The Corona cabana, the terrace up there. Yeah, it's going to be really nice. It's casual. It's not all stuffy. It's just a lot of fun and live music, entertainment. We are maybe busting out some street performers. If you know any, let me know.
Hello. I got a juggler for you. Yeah.
Juggling. That's good.
What's is there a website we can all go to check out more about the Boys and Girls Club San Diego?
Absolutely. BGCSanDieguito.org. And for those who do not know how to spell Dieguito, it's Dieguito.
Spell check will freak out and it'll be Diego.
Yeah.
That's what always happens, yeah.
Sully, thanks for being so generous with your time. Awesome. And what the date again, Nails?
It's Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th. There you go. And
I'm a product. I'm a product of the Boys Club.
Are you really?
Out of Chula Vista. The Boys Club saved my life.
Yeah, no kidding. I think in a piece of that, though, you have to understand, is that you get to gamble. before you get in.
You're at the track,
So
you get into the track, you get to the party.
And if you win something, little something for you, little something
Keep
for
an
them.
eye on those people.
There you go. That's how they go. All right, much more when we come
Scheduled
back.
to appear.
That's right.
Much more when we come back because now we're going to talk about what's up for you next, what's up for you next,
Celebrating things opening up.
how we're going to make it so this never happens again for you. All right, On the Air is on the air.
Oh, here we go.
Won't buy no car, but the price ain't right. Be a doggone cheaper. Start riding a bike.
And he says he's not any good.
Oh, my.
He says, hey, Anthony, I got a question for you. So you and I played together on stage. And it was like, I have to tell you, it was one of the best things I ever saw on the stage was how excited he got to get to play in front. We had, like 30 people got invited to that thing? And he got to finally play in front of a live audience. It was awesome watching you.
It was so funny the way we had to push him forward, too, to
No,
take
I did.
the spotlight.
There's video of me pushing you towards the front of the stage.
Yeah, I know.
You know, like he's back here. I go, dude.
He's so shy up there.
But
Knock it off.
every year for the last 4 years,
6.
6 years, I've played at this thing called Hess Fest, which is one of the greatest events in San Diego. And Hess
It's
Fest,
Woodstock West.
It is like Woodstock West. It's on Grimm Street and I don't forget the corner.
We've been doing it at Grimmie University this year. It's
Okay, we've been doing Grimm University. This year we're doing it on IB. But imagine 3,000 people milling around with beers in their hands being on stage.
Hess beers.
How would you like to be opening act for this year's Hess Fest?
Well, we got to do it. So we gotta give me this-
Yeah.
We have permission?
Book it.
Actually, on the break,
Here's the
on the
contract. I'll have the sign right here. Page 2, and then one for the
Actually,
baseball.
Michael,
Okay, we got
Michael
Let me take a look at that.
suddenly Anthony has representation. Actually, honest to God, Mike asked me just this second as we were on a commercial break, do you think we can get that kid to open up the thing? So,
Yeah, I'll give you my card and we'll
Wait,
be in
hey,
touch.
whoa.
no.
Do you have an attorney?
Representation.
You'll be drinking Hess beer till you're 21.
Speaking of Hess, so let's talk about, so you have this unbelievable location in IB, but that's just the start. Talk about everything, talk about your company for a second, because it's gone from being in a garage, brewing some beer for some friends, to having 6 tasting rooms to having whatever.
Yeah, it was 800 square feet and a bartender and me, my wife Linda, and Court Patton, who did all of our graphics and artwork, and that turned, it was like a side hustle hobby type thing. We just wanted to see if it worked.
And was this the original? Is that the original artwork?
That logo has been the original logo, except for the mic. We were just Hess Brewing when I opened up, but then Hess Wines came after me in like year 2.
Okay.
So now we're Mike Hess Brewing.
All right,
It's
good.
fine.
And then when you get bigger,
so
it'll
that's
be
why,
the Mike Hess.
because that's why when you're on KUSI, you say, "Hey Tommy, it has to be Mike Hess." I was thinking it was okay.
You go to Curran and Curran and get out of that.
Definitely talk to me.
You leave the first turn up.
The wine company, they said it's Mike Hess, and I'm like, okay, it's Mike Hess, so whatever. It's
And
not
one of
gonna-
his first taste samplers was my nephew.
Was
that right?
Yeah. I'm one of my best friends in the whole wide world is Brian and his wife Andrea and their kids. We all grew up together. They actually just moved. We're going to go visit them this summer. Yeah.
He's also the inventor of the mobile beer tap.
I love that.
He just brings it to your party. He sits it right
Set
down.
it down.
His beer comes out.
Magic.
I got a question, Philanzo.
Yes, sir.
It's Saturday morning. You know,
Yes.
it's a beautiful day here in San Diego. Blue skies. It looks great. When can people go to Dot Cocktail Lounge? When are you open?
Every day.
Really?
Every day. From
Like what time?
12 p.m. till 2 a.m.
It's coming up
And
on
if
12.
you get your employees, we'll go to 6
We're
a.m.
going to be at 6 a.m. We're going to have our 6 a.m. club starting up. We're in the process of adding on another 2,000 square feet to the building. We're going to have a cigar lounge.
Nice.
We're going to have a lot of
And-
things going on for the summer, doing a little live music outside on the patio. We're going to use the
I
government
I got an act
mandated-
here. His attorney's-
I'm all for
his
it.
agent's
Wait a
right
minute.
here.
I'm all for
I
it.
have so many friends. When I told
Another gig for you.
When I announced to my friends that Philanzo King from Dot Cocktail Lounge was going to be on the show, they said, "Tommy, you must ask, does he still have those hot dogs? Do you still?
No way to get rid of the hot dog.
Crock pot hot dogs are good.
Those are the hot dogs that made you not. If you were just drinking a beer, you can't.
Yeah.
You get it.
Yeah.
You have a hot dog, you can't.
get it.
The
We
virus.
get it.
Got it. Yeah.
You have
That made
food, though.
sense.
Do you have food now?
Yeah,
Food?
two of our locations. We have Bonafide Kitchen. Yeah, Imperial Beach and Seaport Village both have taco places inside. City Tacos and Kiro Tacos do the food.
Wow.
Yeah.
Michael, so what happens next? I mean, obviously, this is probably going to be endemic to where we get a COVID shot every 6 months. Hell, if I was Pfizer, I'd say, hey, and even every 3 months. But I'm just a business guy. But you know, this is probably going to be something that's going to be around for a while. This is also potentially leverage or a pain point that the government can use against small businesses to sort of exert control. I cannot figure out anything other than that for the impetus to some of the things that happen out of Sacramento here in California, the city of San Diego. Once this happens, like we've seen this happen, what's the likelihood of it happening again next time somebody sneezes in a Walmart?
And it'll happen.
So for our restaurants, bars, breweries, we have this issue. How do we enforce this vaccine cards, all that kind of stuff? And the truth is we can't.
Yeah.
Because we can't ask them for a vaccine card any more than we can ask for their medical history or anything else. Now we can ask our employees because Cal OSHA says we can do that. Right. But it's an invasion of privacy issue. So as people come to the restaurants, they're going to all be on honor system, whether they're vaccinated or not. We're going to welcome them to the restaurant. So that's what's going ahead for us. What's also going ahead for us, most of our folks kept their employees, as you've been talking about. But we're having trouble, some of the other restaurants and even our own places, having trouble getting people back of the house and filling in those gaps.
Is that
we
because
really
of the expanded unemployment, you think?
Yeah. That's because it's a negotiation. We're hearing these kind of deals going on. They want more than minimum. They want, now they're negotiating and they're in a good position to negotiate. Yeah. They want gift cards. They want, vacation, all these different things that dishwashers and back of the house people who are very important to us and we need them, but they realize this is their time for negotiation. They're in the strongest position they can be right now. And we really need these people to stay open 100%. Fortunately, most of our folks have retained their employees, so most of the folks in our movement are doing pretty well.
So many of your restaurants are in Carlsbad, right? All those
Carlsbad, primarily Carlsbad, Encinitas, but we have a lot of folks in San Diego.
So when you're in Carlsbad, all those restaurants all along that street, you represent.
Yes.
Have you ever had to pay for a meal?
Yeah.
Have you?
Since December 6th, not so much.
Awesome. That's so cool.
It's been really great. They have treated Susan and I very, very, very well. We've had some very nice meals. We've had some beautiful appetizers and just been treated like.
And just the other day, you had a victory party. That was cool.
It was awesome. Yeah. Just last Tuesday, we had a victory party at our house. We had about 60 restaurants show up. Hey, if you want to throw a party, invite a bunch of restaurant folks. Because there is food and drink.
Brilliant. I never thought about that.
That party.
Yes.
That party.
You two guys are the next 16 parties that we throw.
That party went from Tuesday till Thursday.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
That's
Hey,
awesome.
we got still a list. I mean, what's his name? Nothing Fletcher was on TV. Blah blah blah. But he said we still have to wear masks if you're taking public transit. So there's 4 people in our city. Prisons. You have to wear a mask if you're a prisoner or just visiting.
Well, they let them all out.
I'm
so
going
they
to
don't have
start.
to
Oh, that's right. They're all out.
I'm going to start amassing a list, just as a convenience for viewers and my Kogo audience, of the businesses that are requiring masks. Just so you know to bring one, right? I'll start making a list now of places requiring masks.
We're not picking on
What
them.
they haven't noticed is the people who are comfortable are the ones that's coming out. People who are worried about it, they're staying home.
He doesn't talk like
The people who are worried are not coming out, they're staying home.
We have much more of Philanzo King, Michael Curran, and Mike Hess, and of course Anthony Cullins, and on the air coming up here. Anthony Cullins, who, by the way, you will be able to see at this year's Hess Fest. When is Hess
When
Fest?
is it? Yeah.
We're doing 2 shows. We're doing Northern California August 8th, and we're doing Imperial Beach on August 28th. So
Where in
Sunday and
Northern
Saturday.
California? What's this?
Walnut
Walnut
Creek.
a spot in Walnut Creek.
Oh, I love that
and
up
so
there.
we've got a huge 40,000 square foot dirt lot, now grass, that's right next door to our brewery. So we're expanding our premises.
He said grass because he knows I'm playing there. It's really a dirt lot.
Dirt and gravel, whatever.
So is there a big difference between Walnut
Creek.
Walnut Creek and San Diego's business? I mean, is there a big difference with all the regulations and stuff?
Yeah, Walnut Creek was super locked down during COVID. I mean, they were like shelter-in-place lockdown, whereas San Diego was, if you believe it, a little bit more open.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, Walnut Creek's a block away from San Francisco.
It is
so
right
you got
there. It's a stone
residual
throw from the city.
idiotness.
Yeah, so we're like 20 miles.
Residual idiotness.
Yeah, so it's tough. But I mean, on the other hand, it's a lot less crowded from a business standpoint, from a brewery standpoint. Yeah. There's only one other small little craft brewer that's near us, whereas, here in San Diego,
every other door, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can, slingshot, you can hit 20 breweries.
Mike, the Seaport Village location, obviously, Seaport Village is going through a regentrification process.
Yeah.
What's it like? Describe it, because for a lot of people, I didn't realize it was done. I was downtown last week, and I stopped by. I didn't even realize it was open again. So
Seaport has been amazing. The ports took over the whole operation. They're just, I don't know, they got about 10 years left in it before they actually do just raise it and do whatever they're going to do.
Right.
But in the meantime, they're all local brands for the most part. They've pushed out some of the touristy type only places. There's still touristy stuff, T-shirts and kites, and obviously really
Russ's Tequila
like
Factory.
Right, but
the magnet
Tommy's
store.
magnet buttons.
So we're there. Mr. Moto's there. They brought in Old Harbor Distilling, who actually is owned by Mike Skubic, my first bartender, the guy that I mentioned earlier.
Yeah, right.
So we opened up our Old Harbor, and so it's just when we're in a primo location, where the old Greek Island Cafe used to be. So we're the first business, big patio.
That was Jerry G. Bishop.
Jerry G. Bishop.
Yeah.
We're right there. So we cleaned it up, and it's just banging.
Yeah. Philanzo.
What's up with the purple building coming forward? What's that? What are we doing? Like, what do we get to look forward to? Some live music, apparently. No more hot dogs.
As I said,
no more hot
cocktail and cigar lounge is coming.
Nice.
The expansion is really going to put us in a position where even more people from the community can come out, hang out, have a great cocktail, see some great bartenders, and really enjoy what's going on. And we offer free Uber rides to all of our customers.
Do you really?
Yes, we do.
Wait a second. Talk about that. I've never even heard about
100%.
that.
I want all of my customers to come out and have a good time and get home to their families safe. So
and then come back and have another good time.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, yeah.
Nice.
That's great.
Uber's much cheaper than a DUI.
Yeah.
I mean, I support a good cocktail, but I also support you getting home to your family.
That's a T-shirt.
I am coming down.
That's a T-shirt. I support a good cocktail. We're going into
100%.
Philanzo, you're a good man. Every time I see you on KUSI and I watch you, I watch television. I say, that's a good dude up there.
Thank you.
So,
but behind the scenes, it's
my wife.
That's two. You mentioned it twice.
Two wives, yeah.
Oh yeah, you know what? Your
long
wife.
weekend.
It's going to be a good weekend for you at home.
How'd you meet your wife?
So I met my wife here in San Diego. I came here originally. My job brought me in 2004, doing some work in the shipyard, a government contract. Mm-hmm. And once the contract was up, I was like, I am not going back to Memphis and leaving this weather.
Man.
There's no way possible.
Yeah.
So I've been doing fire inspections for 33 years. Easy to get a job. I hung around. About a year later, I met this wonderful woman and got to know her really well. We started off just dating and hanging out. Now we're one son in and doing very well, and happy and.
Excuse me. One son in.
One son
Which,
in.
by the way, is the new name of my band.
One son in.
So happy Father's Day to you tomorrow.
Well, thank you very much. Same to you as well,
Yes.
and all the gentlemen at the table.
There you go.
Yes.
Michael, for you, Head Fest coming up. Any opening? Is there another location opening other than Walnut?
Stuff going on.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
right.
if you're not growing, you're not a growth company.
exactly
so that's
right.
what we're doing.
And since we started, Michael Curran now represents
1,200.
2,000 businesses.
The list is growing. And the band he represents now.
I do want to mention my wife and partner, Susan, who's a big part of this also.
Yeah.
And since he's having a good weekend, I want to have a good weekend too. So I want to mention my beautiful wife, Susan. So
The beautiful Curran.
Well, you've done a great job for the city of San Diego.
Thank
you guys obviously, as I
We,
always say.
we,
Well,
Susan and I, we.
the bottom line is, yeah. Well, he told us
That's three.
He said leave the first Curran off for some reason. I didn't
Left
get
the house and she wasn't.
I think I
And
got
you guys are creating
I got
economic
three
impact
Susans,
every
didn't I?
single day, which is really important for us.
It was very fast. It was very fast to figure out we wanted to do a show about opening up.
Yeah.
And we said,
And all the other guys couldn't come, so we,
Yeah, well, great. So
So we had Mike Hess,
we're delighted to be here.
Mike Hess, Michael Curran, and Philanzo King. This is the greatest lineup ever for opening up along with Anthony Cullins.
Anthony, will you play us out today? Will you finish the show by playing something good? Come on, and we'll even give you, because this is not an audition for us. You already got the gig, but this is for your agent who's going to determine how much he's going to ask for gig for you.
This is good.
Here we go.
Oh, baby, you got me so blind. Walking around in circles, I could lose my mind. The way you got me holding your door, I can't do my homework anymore. I can't do my homework anymore. Oh, baby, you got me so blind, wasting my touch of your hands.